Hello guys, welcome to my channel. My name is KYC Telem, and today we're going to talk about Zambia has become the first African country to formally accept Chinese yuan for mining taxes and royalties, a move that highlights Beijing expanding financial influence across the continent. This move is very important because Zambia is reducing reliance on the dollar, okay, a process known as de-dollarization, okay, to strengthen the local currency kwacha and control inflation and reclaim monetary sovereignty of the country. So this is very, very important, what the president is doing. Okay, you have to also understand that Zambia is facing some tariffs from the United States. On August 1st, 2025, the United States implemented a 15% tariff, okay, on most non-exempt goods from Zambia. All right. One thing that was exempt from that was the copper, okay, which didn't affect or have any impact on the economy. But we already know that they are charging Zambia in US dollars and they are determining the price in US dollars. So you get me. So that's a cheat code there. So one thing we need to start doing is processing the copper in Zambia and charging them in kwacha at a very high price, that when they pay in dollars, it's still a very high price. You know what I'm saying? We're still charging them at one. Let's, for example, we're charging them in kwacha equivalent to 1 million US dollars, so that we are getting a lot of money and we are bringing in revenue inside, rather than them determining that price. So Zambia is moving away from the dollar and will be trading directly with China using the Chinese yuan. Okay, the Bank of Zambia has confirmed, okay, that the payment in renminbi began in October, and marking a significant shift in how Africa, second largest copper producer, manages its mining revenues. Okay, there was a report in the Bloomberg report that the Chinese mine operates a more settling part of their tax obligation in yuan, reflecting the growing role of China as both Zambia biggest copper buyer, one of its largest creditors. All right, this is a very crucial moment, and the central bank has mentioned that the change aligns with its reserve management strategy and export realities. All right, a large portion of copper export go to China, and the Chinese mining firm already received some of these things, if not all, and of their payments for their exports to China in renminbi, the Bank of Zambia mentioned. Okay, the Bank of Zambia has the diversification building up of its reserves as a key, okay, a key objective. Purchasing renminbi enables the bank to actualize its objective. The bank added that holding yuan also makes it cheaper to service Chinese debt, saying it would allow Zambia to service its debt to China in a more cost-effective way. So this is very important because they're dealing in the same currency, which is the Chinese yuan and the kwacha. It's easier to manage the debt that they have, okay, rather than exchanging to the dollar and then you change it to yuan to pay back whatever that you owe. That puts in a lot of time, a lot of delays, and also reduces the power of the both currencies actually, and damages their strength. All right, so Zambia moves comes as Africa becomes testing ground for China long running push to internationalize the yuan. So China is trying to internationalize the yuan, all right, which is their move. You can't really hate them for that. It's just a checkmate. So it's up to the local countries and the African countries to wake up and find a way of battling that and making strong policies to protect their resources, strong policies to when you're dealing when you're doing deals, you have strong policies to protect your deals. You get what I'm saying? So that you're not being taken advantage of, and to ensure that your currency keeps growing stronger and it never goes down. Okay, so it's important to understand that. Business Inside Africa reported in October that Kenya converted part of the Chinese debt into yuan, a move aimed at easing pressure on its debt stretched finances. So Kenya did something similar in October. The country expects to save about 250 million a year after restructuring its 5 billion railway loan from the Export-Import Bank of China into yuan-dominated debt. So Zambia is trying to build the Tazara railway that goes all the way to Tanzania and some railway inside Zambia. That would be a great move to also perform these exports. So China is also supporting that with the loan that they've provided them. So this will also help to restructure the loan and pay back the debt that they have if they're trading in just kwacha and yuan, and there's no middleman of the dollar there, so it's easier. Okay, Ethiopia has also begun talks to do the same, similar to what Zambia is doing. It has considered to follow suit. All right. To support the change, the Bank of Zambia last month began publishing official renminbi kwacha exchange rate, allowing mining companies to choose whether to sell dollars or yuan to pay taxes. So they are also looking at allowing the Chinese private companies to pay taxes in yuan. You get me? So that it's easier for them to pay that money, and it will be quick and direct for Zambia to receive the revenue that is made from their resources. The system builds on rules introduced in 2018 and expanded in 2020 that force miners to sell foreign currencies to the central bank to boost Zambia's depleted reserves during its debt crisis. The shift to yuan payment signals that China's influence in African mining economy is now being matched by its growing currency footprint. So China is also has its own strategies. So it's up to African countries to understand that those guys are not your friend. You also have to think smart and protect your resources and protect your currency, which is very, very important. But the good news is Zambian kwacha is performing. It's one of the best performing current currencies right now. Actually, the best performing currencies up by 10%, which is an improvement. We just need to keep working on that, and we just need to work smarter in how we are trading to protect our resources, to protect our uh, everything about our country, so that people, when they come in, they respect the sovereignty of the country and the policies that are being put in place. Other than that, if we don't do that, we're just going to be robbed again. All right, guys, thank you for watching. Let me know what you think in the comments. Thank you for watching again. I'll see you next time.